So Mateus Fernandes to Manchester United is getting closer by the day, and previously on Tactical Trafford, here on the channel, we have been able to speak about the strengths and the weaknesses of Mateus Fernandes. But today is going to be a very similar video, but we are going to be talking about how he's going to sort of fit tactically into the system of Michael Carrick, and that is because we have sort of kind of identify his best position, because of course when he was in Southampton he was able to play more higher on the pitch. If you look at his heat map, he was more higher on the pitch. He was playing like a number 10 role. But when he came to West Ham last season, he was able to play more deeper also from his heat map. That tells you that he's more of a central midfielder. So we have been able to identify the position of Mateus Fernandes, which makes him a central midfielder, which means if he's signed for Manchester United under Michael Carrick, he's going to be a central midfielder. So today we are going to sort of identify the various problems that Mateus Fernandes is going to sort of help us to solve at Manchester United. And once again, if you have not subscribed to Tactical Trafford, I want you guys to subscribe, to like, to share, to subscribe to this channel, as we're going to be making a lot of content that you love. So we have sort of solved the big puzzle, which is identifying the best position for Mateus Fernandes, which is the central midfield role. So we want to talk about how we can be able to get the strengths of Mateus Fernandes out. And for me, if Manchester United was to sign Mateus Fernandes officially, I would like Mateus Fernandes to be able to operate in a more central role, because of course if you watch Mateus Fernandes more closely, you're going to find out that his best position is basically playing alongside the back three where Manchester United is going to be on position. So if Manchester United is going to be in position, he likes to join the back three to help to build up play and to orchestrate play. And secondly, you're going to find out that he likes to operate from the middle. Mateus Fernandes is a player that has a lot of skill sets, and one of his abilities playing centrally is that he has this ability to give any kind of pass, and that is why I would like him to operate in the central channel, because he knows how to orchestrate the play from the middle. And also if you look at his pass sonar from Scout Lab, you're going to find out that he highlighted his passing map into 3 phases, and you're going to find out that he gives and attempts more passes from the middle. And because of course if you're playing from the middle, it means that you're going to attempt a lot of touches, and if you attempt a lot of touches, it means that you're also going to give a lot of passes from the middle. So from the Scout Lab, from his pass sonar from the Scout Lab, it shows that he has attempted lots of passes. He can attempt variety of passes, but he has a lot of passes from the middle of the pitch, almost 1,000. That means that his best ability, his best characteristics, his best attributes is going to be unleashed when he operates from the middle. And this is something that I would like to see from Mateus Fernandes when it comes to Manchester United. Of course, he has a lot of abilities. He can be able to do basically everything operating from the middle, but his passing range is absolutely unrivaled when it comes to passing the ball. So this is something that I would like to see more. I would like to see Mateus Fernandes, play more from the middle, attempt a lot of pass from the middle, which is going to really help us in terms of transition, because we have only had Bruno Fernandes in the midfield that always give these impossible passes. But with Mateus Fernandes alongside Bruno Fernandes, you are going to be able to explore lots of passes, because of course if Mateus Fernandes operates on the right, on the left, he can be able to also operate, but I think it's going to limit his passing possibilities. I think it is going to limit the possibilities that he's going to have. But when he operates on the middle, I think he's unrivaled in the Premier League. So guys, Mateus Fernandes can be able to solve a lot of problems for Manchester United, but in terms of passing, I think he's going to unlock something that we have not really seen at Manchester United for a long time. Because of course, if you put his pass sonar on top of Mateus Fernandes, you're going to find out that he can be able to give lots of passes, variety of passes. He can be able to help us in lots of possibilities. But far away from passing, there are lots of ways that Mateus Fernandes can also help us tactically. And if you look at this clip, you're going to find out that Manchester United are with the ball. Meno precisely is with the ball, and Manchester United is trying to give that pass to Bruno Fernandes. And to get that pass to Bruno Fernandes, it is going to require a lot of individual quality. And we know that Meno is not somebody that has this individual quality in terms of passing, long passing, progressive passes, and line breaking passes. So Manchester United needs a manipulation to be able to get to Bruno Fernandes. I could see that Meno, of course, gives you to Lisandro Martinez. There was a kind of combination between Martinez and Shaw. And then you're going to find out that we are still not able to get the ball to Bruno Fernandes. I could see that the CDM of Forest was being held back by Mateus Cunha's run in behind, because Mateus Cunha was, of course, occupying the high space in behind. So how can Manchester United get this ball to Bruno Fernandes? You could see that immediately Casemiro spotted the gap between the CDM and him. He was able to drop deep, receive that ball from Martinez, and he was able to pass to Bruno Fernandes. But if Manchester United had Mateus Fernandes in similar position, you're going to find out that Mateus Fernandes would have, with his line breaking ability, pass that ball directly to Bruno Fernandes because he has that long passes, he has that range, he has this ability to force the impossible. So of course he would have been able to give that pass. If he was not able to give that pass, he would have been able to glide past 2 to 3 players because he has a very good close control. He can glide past tight spaces, so of course he can be able to, bust through 2 to 3 players and try to get that ball to Bruno Fernandes instead of having to, carry out some manipulation without getting the ball. So of course, getting technically gifted players is going to help Michael Carrick because of course it is going to help us in terms of tactics, because if you have technically gifted players, if you have sound players, you have good players that are good on the ball, that are brave on the ball, your manipulation and your tactics is not going to be that complicated because these players have individual quality to carry out your tactics without having to bypass some rules. So of course, another way Mateus Fernandes can be able to help Manchester United tactically is when Manchester United try to play our overlap and isolation football. Before Michael Carrick was appointed the coach of Manchester United were used to overloading a segment of the pitch. Ruben Amorim did it a lot of time. Last season, he's going to overload a section of the pitch and is going to draw the opposition to one side of the pitch. And Manchester United is going to try to, play those far balls. And this is something that Michael Carrick also did at Manchester United. You could see that in a situation whereby we can have Mateus Fernandes, Meno, Koha, Shaw, Bruno Fernandes on one side of the pitch. And of course, they are going to, because of their technically gifted players, they can play in those tight spaces. They can be to, combine the ball, rotate the ball. And you know that wherever the ball is where the players are going to glide towards, because of course wherever the ball is where the players are going to be trying to defend. So the players are going to be moved and carried by the attention of the ball, and they are going to try to defend the ball. And if Manchester United are able to get out of these tight spaces with this quality, Mateus Fernandes is that player that can be able to find Bryan Mbeumo Ahmad in the left wing and try to isolate them 1v1 with the fullback of the opposition, or 2 versus 2 with the fullback of the opposition. So there are several ways Mateus Fernandes can be able to help Manchester United with his individual quality, particularly in the midfield. And I think that if Manchester United can be able to pull off this deal, I think it's going to be one of the transfer deals that is going to really shift Manchester United to close the gap between the top. So guys, I want your thoughts on the comment section on the kind of player you feel that Mateus Fernandes is going to be for Manchester United, and possibly the best wing that Mateus Fernandes can be able to play for Manchester United. So I want you guys to once again like, to share, to subscribe to Tactical Trafford, as to be making more content you love. See you guys in my next video.